Hello, my peeps. This podcast will cover the right side of your workbook, page 78. We'll do problem 1B.
So I'm going to label my points. I have some writing on here, so I'm just going to write x1 down here, y1 down here. So if this is x1, y1, you know this has to be x right there. And when I have 2 points, I know my first thing I got to do is find the slope. Find slope. So slope is m is equal to y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. Same thing we did up in part A. I'm just going to plug and chug. So y2 was negative 6 minus y1, which was 3, all over x2, which is 5, minus negative 10. Remember, I was very careful to write down that negative 10 exactly as it is, even though there's that minus sign. Now all I have to do is solve. M is equal to negative 6 minus 3 is negative 9, all over 5 minus negative 10. Well, there's two negatives, positive. 5 plus 10 is 15. Negative 9 over 15. Is there a way to simplify this fraction? Yeah. Negative 9 and then 15. What goes into negative 9 and 15? 3. So I'm going to divide by 3, both on the top and the bottom. Got to be fair. So slope is now negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3 over 15 divided by 3, which is 5. All right. So I found the slope.
Ready for a brain break? Check out this guy. He just found out that his state exam score was less than a 399. He doesn't seem too happy. Back to work.
Just like I did in part A. Now, we could do exactly what we did in the last problem, which was to take one of the points and plug it into y equals mx plus b. Find the slope, find the y-intercept, and then write it into y equals mx plus b form. That's one way of doing it. Now I'm going to show you a second way of doing it. And you could pick which way you like better. It doesn't matter which way. As you just pick one, you can always check your work and go with it. All right? So I'm going to choose you a different way to do it. But it's like taking different roads to school, right? You could take different paths to school. You still get to school. Same idea here. All right? I'm going to do it a different way. Choose whatever route, whichever way you like best. All right. It started off exactly the same. I found the slope. Now, I have points and I have slope. I have points and I have slope. This might sound like, well, if I have points and a slope, shouldn't I use point-slope form? You could definitely do that. So, remember, on your handy-dandy reference sheet, it tells you point-slope form, because I have point and a slope, so I'm going to look at point slope form, is y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. Alrighty, let's plug and chug. Y minus y1 I have right there is 3 equals m, which is slope. I just found slope is negative 3 over 5 times x minus x1, which is all right, let's see if we could simplify anything here. So I have y minus 3, that's pretty straightforward. Negative 3 over 5, already simplified. X minus negative 10. 2 minuses, 2 negatives, give me a plus. So that's actually x plus 10. All right, I want to get this into slope-intercept form, which looked like it had y by itself, remember? My y is not by itself yet. That means I have to solve for y. I have to get y by itself. So let's do it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute right there. Going to leave the left side as is for now. Negative 3/5 times x is negative 3/5 x. Negative 3/5 times 10. Ooh, that's a fraction. Let's try it out, all right? Let's try this out. I'm going to put a little scratch paper on this, guys. Scratch work right here. All right, scratch work. All right, I have negative 3/5 times 10. Well, it's not a fraction, so I'm going to change this whole number to a fraction by putting 10 over 1. Now, I'm just going to multiply straight across. You might have a little shortcut. I'm just going to multiply straight across. Negative 3 times 10 is negative 30. Oops, negative 30. There we go. Over 5 times 1. Multiplying straight across. Negative 30 divided by 5. Negative 30 divided by 5 is negative 6. So negative 3/5 times 10 looks scary, but it just ended up being negative 6. Because with multiplying fractions, I just multiply straight across and I reduce. So my answer here, negative 3/5 times 10 is negative 6. All right, not so bad. Now I just have to get y by itself. What's giving y by itself? That minus 3. So I'm going to add 3 on both sides of this equal sign. I draw a line through my equal sign so I know that this is on one side, this is on the other. If I add 3 on one side, got to do it to the other side. Negative 3 plus 3 cancels out, so y equals, and we'll bring down negative 3/5 x. Negative 6 plus 3 is minus 3. Minus 3.